Jesper, another derby, another win, and first goal of the season given up. But if you're going to lose one, you may as well lose a screamer. What did you make of the overall performance? It felt even for the first 10-15 minutes, and then once you got the go-ahead goal, it just seemed one-way traffic.
I think it was our strongest performance yet this season. I think it came together a little bit better than in some of the first games overall. If we talk about the 90 minutes, so I think that it was we looked strong. It's always the case when you play away, and the opponents, they also come out with animated by their fans and ready to go and wants to be aggressive. But I think we had a good flow in our possession from early on, and when we started breaking the pressure, then I think that we took over the game, and I think the players did very well. I think in general our repressure, the intensity we had against the ball, our pressure in general, defensive structure was very, very good for most parts of the game, and then all of a sudden they scored a beautiful goal, and you have to sometimes accept that that's what happens. And then we got a little shaky for a while, but we got back and scored the fourth that killed the game. But that's also part of football. It's also a mental thing. You can ride high, and all of a sudden you get a little bit shaky because they score a goal out of not that much, and then they were also pushed by that goal. But when we found the luck to open up and score for the fourth, then we really, then we controlled it home.
Phil Neville, in the build-up to the match, had talked about he wanted to put pressure on the centre-backs, and you saw that very early going. And it kind of felt you used Yohe a lot more than maybe you have in some previous games. I know a lot starts at the back with Yohe, but he seemed very heavily involved at all the goal kicks and the short pass to him and then the long balls forwards. Was that intentional because you knew they were going to pressurise you?
Yeah, it was important that we when they were going to pressure, and we knew that they would, because that's what they do at home always. So I think we knew that they would try and jump us, and also jump Yohe when we played. So I think we used him as an extra player in their build-up, and it opened up gaps behind the first line of the four players they had. And I think that was something we talked about, playing close to each other, so the ball doesn't travel that much, because then it's difficult to put in the pressure, and then accepting sometimes that you make a mistake, but then we have many players around the ball when we lose it, and then we might be able to take it back. And I think Andres and Sebastian did very well in the beginning, and also Ralph and Tristan. I think they did very well, and then insisting. It can be difficult to and you can be a little bit nervous if you make a mistake or two, but insisting on trying to break that pressure, because then we knew we could get the upper hand overall in the game.
Just one more from me. Sebastian Berhalter's deliveries tonight were like pinpoint once again. The link up between him and Tristan in particular just seems to be getting better and better.
Yeah, let's keep it up, huh? No, you in the beginning we have to be honest that we had a lot of set pieces, and it didn't really go our way. Now it looks that the connection has been very good, and the deliveries has been consistent, so it's positive. It's an important thing in football, and it's an important thing that we're able to also score on set plays, especially a team like us that has a lot. So I think it's very positive.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll now go online. We'll start with Joshua. Go ahead, Joshua.
Hey, Jesper. Congrats on the win. Just want to ask about the way you guys press, especially early in the game, with Portland also pressing you guys.
Excuse me. Yeah. Our game plan and the way we play is being aggressive and active, and not let the opposition dictate the game, and get up and press them high. We don't want them to just push us back. So for us it was about getting up and stress them in their build up. Sorry. And they wanted the same, so it's about who can break that, who can get control over the game with the ball. So I think in general, especially in the first half, our pressure was extremely well functioning, and I think that we could play at a pace where they started getting longer and longer in the team, so we could utilize the gaps they left. So I think it's always interesting when you have two teams that want to get up and press each other, and it can become a very open game. But at some points in the first half, we could have gained more control of the game, but we also wanted to see if we could score, and we finished off our attacks a little bit too fast sometimes, which made it a little bit back and forth. But I think in general we did very well.
And you touched on it earlier, but I want to get more on your thoughts about the response after Portland scored. They obviously got more chances, but in the end, you did manage to get a goal yourself and put the game away.
Yeah, we've been very good so far at keeping a clean sheet. We did, for a long period of this game, not concede much. But they scored a banger, and you know, it shook us up a little bit, and that's when you also have to be able to show that you have some resilience and as a team can resist oppositions. That, you know, if you're behind 3-0, you score a goal, then you have everything to win and not much to lose. You can just jump your opponents and see whatever you can get out of it. And we were shaky in that moment for 10 minutes maybe, and but then we got a couple of good situations before the goal, and we stayed composed and calm when we had the goal and when we made the goal, and then it killed off the game.
Cheers, Jesper. Safe travels back home.
Thank you very much.
We'll finish up with Nathan Deering. Go ahead, Nate.
Hi, Jesper. Apologies if any of this has been said before. You seem to be kind of progressing from strength to strength so far this season. This seemed to be your biggest test so far in Portland and what they were giving you. If you kind of take a look back from that first game this season so far in Costa Rica, what you've seen up until this point, have you been happy with, obviously, the wins, yes, but with the progression of the team so far?
Yeah, I have. I think we've become better and better throughout the games we played. I am not as surprised. We came out of a season last year where we looked very strong, and we obviously had a very good season, but also gave us a little shorter rest to prepare for the new season. We had not the best preseason. This year it was a little bit, we had extremely bad weather in our training camp in Spain, and it limited us a lot of, what we can work on. And then we had some players that had a little bit of an abrupt preseason, so we were not as ready as you normally are for the first game. So I would say that that this week we had a good training week. We had some things that we really could work on in detail, and after the first 4 games, I think now I hope that we are able to take even further steps, because I think that the players look good, they look strong, and we have now games coming up where I hope that we can elevate the play even more.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome.
That's it, Jesper. Safe travels home.
Thank you.